Good morning, welcome to the channel. I'm Nate, the FitFutureMD. I lost 30 pounds in 30 days. Make sure you pick up the free fitness and nutrition guide in the description below. So today I want to talk about what to do when you start to feel hopeless, right? So I think there's because of economic policies over the last 60 years, there's been a huge separation between what a normal person can achieve or what a normal person is achieving compared to the top 1%, right? And not necessarily that the 1% is making more money, but the perception is that the haves is decreasing and the have-nots is increasing, right? So if you're in that situation where you're working hard every day and stuff's just not happening for you, like you never feel like there's enough money at the end of the month, like you feel like you've cut everything out, you got a second job, I say, because I've been there, right? I've worked up to 3 jobs at one time, 2 of them 40 hours a week, and then the third one, another 20. So that's up to 100 hours a week working. And I was going to school. So, I know what it feels like to be in that, I would call it almost desperation or hopelessness, or how can I ever get out of this feeling, right? And so that's what I'm here to talk about today. So step 1 for me would be to go find people that are in the situation that you want to be in and either try to learn from them or try to be around them. Because most of the time what you find is that the people that you want to be like, or the life that you want to live or that you aspire to, those people came from a situation just like yours, right? I find so many people out there that were, I was raised by a single mother, my father died, or, my father went to jail, or, whatever, there's some kind of suffering there, or, something that, was difficult to recover from, right? And I'm no different, right? I come from a single mother household. My parents are divorced. Luckily I had a great dad that wanted to be there, and, yesterday was his birthday, so happy birthday, Pops. But, my mother basically raised us, 28 days of the month, right? But, so there's a lot of people out there like that now. The baby boomer generation and Gen X, they have a 50% divorce rate. Now, the reasons for that, whatever, but so there's a lot of people out there that went through the same thing as me, right? And I can go find examples of that to show me, like, hey, you can make it here, right? The second thing I'm going to do, so I've already found an example of where I want to be, right? So the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look inward and say, what am I doing that's preventing me from getting to that spot, right? For a lot of people, it may be watching TV. For a lot of people, it may be, it might be the $5 coffee, right? That's keeping you from being able to do what you want to do. It might be, Usually that's not the first place you look, but that might be it. That might be the, so that 5. So like for me, I was drinking and smoking from 18 to 26, right? That cost me, so smoking by itself cost me $1,500 a year from 18 to 26. $1,500. That's if I just smoked 1 pack a day. At the end, I was smoking almost 2 packs a day, right, in medical school. And, the opportunity cost, and so you'll have to look that one up, but opportunity cost associated with the loss of just from smoking those cigarettes would have already made me a millionaire. Just the opportunity cost over that period of time, right? Imagine if you had put $1,500 a year into Amazon starting in 2005 and ending in 2015. You'd be a millionaire. 100% you would. Right? So number one, as a normal person, that's where I'm going to start, right? So say like, oh, my dream is so I have a t-shirt company, right? So say your dream is to have a t-shirt storefront, right? I'm go find somebody that has that, go talk to them, figure out how much capital I'm actually going to need to start that t-shirt store, right? Now, of course, I'm going to do the same thing that I'm doing. I'm going to start on the internet. I'm going to go learn all the ropes. As you go up, I'm going to create my own shirts. Like, I'm going to know what these shirts feel like, what each type of material, the thickness of the material. Like, you're going to deep dive into your craft, right? That's why I know, like, a lot of people say, like, don't just go have a manufacturer make your stuff, concentrate on marketing. Well, there's a marketing side and a material side. Like, something has to make your brand unique, right? So that people will like it, right? So, and the only way to figure really that out is to know the ins and outs of the process, right? Eventually, some people say you can hire that kind of stuff, but if a person knows that, and they have any kind of aspirations, they will do that on their own. They will leave you, right? And a person that doesn't know those ins and outs will be screwed, right? So, or they'll get screwed by the person that does know the ins and outs, right? So you'll see a lot of people I didn't mean to go off on this tangent, but you'll see a lot of people doing business in China, and they're sitting there, oh, I lost 10 grand, I lost 20 grand, because they didn't have the experience. So, like I say, so we found somebody and we figured out, well, how much capital do I need? Well, so for me, a minimum is 300 grand to start a storefront, right? And that'll probably keep you in business, 2 years without making a dime, right? So how do you get to 300 grand? Well, number one, you have to make a plan, right? So for me, no more smoking, no more drinking. That's $3,000 a year that I can invest, right? And I can sit that money and just let it stack until you get to your goal, right? And then some people, when they get there, they're like, oh, well, that's not my goal anymore, right? So, but that's really the way to think about it, right? A lot of people just want to jump and dive in and say, I'm just going to go do it, right? And that's fine, but it's a lot harder to sustain something like that, right? You want to go into business in a position to be successful and do the best things you can to be successful. But it doesn't necessarily have to be business. Like, you may not want to be a business person. You may want to be an engineer. You may want to be, you may not want to be the one that's got all the stress of a business, right? So you have to find somebody that's like that. For instance, most doctors now don't own their own practice. They go either join a practice or work for a hospital now, right? Because they don't want to have to deal with the stress of owning a business. They want to go to work, take care of their patients, care about their patients, and go home, right? You don't work 14 years to just be stressed out all the time, right? Like that doesn't make you happy, right? So you're seeing that a lot now. So you used to have a lot of family practices, and now there's very few. Most of the time you're going to see an internal medicine person, not even a family practice, and also the cost of becoming a doctor. But right, so we got around people, that are where we want to be, right, and we try to learn from them, right. You got to basically you've seen what people that are in your situation, that they've gotten there. Like, it's possible. Sometimes people just don't see that it's possible, right? So it's like, is there a farm boy from a farm area that got off the farm, got out of the country area, or even better, which is my plan, right? I want to bring the business to a country area, right? So, why blow up another city when you can bring progress and success to the area that you grew up in, right? So it's one of my goals, right? So also I wanted to live at the beach. So, I wanted to live in paradise. And, I got a taste of that in medical school down in Antigua and Curacao. And, now I found it in North Carolina. So, it's just part about what you want. So, let's say if you're out there, you're feeling desperate, you're feeling hopeless, so look within and see, well, what are you doing that this person did that you're not doing, right? And most of the time you cut, if you can, some people have already cut all that stuff. Like, I'm not rolling to McDonald's every day, or I'm not getting a cup of coffee every day, or, whatever it is, some people don't have that. And if you do, you can choose to cut it. You can choose to invest that money in 5 to 10 years. You'll be where you want to be to start whatever you want to do without having to go into huge amounts of debt and taking big risks with credit cards that you can't get out of, right? So, which is what the internet is pushing right now. Internet's pushing, go run up a bunch of credit cards. You can get 20 credit cards with $20,000 limits each, and take all that money out and invest it in your business and blow up your business fast. Well, it's putting your business in a $100,000 hole instead of starting your business with a $300,000 or a $400,000, already profiting, right? So that's just one thing. But so looking within yourself, to find out what you're doing that they're not doing. And then, eventually you just got to have faith, right? That you were put on this planet to make a difference, to be a difference maker, right? That's why I do these videos, because I feel like I was put on this planet to be a difference maker. And I'm going to show that you can come from where I come from, and with the circumstances that I was in, and you can be successful. And you can be successful as a normal person too, right? You don't have to be. It's all about the boat that you're rowing. It's not necessarily about how hard you're working, right? But when you get in a boat and you're in a big boat and you work hard, you're gonna have big success, right? So, but I think it's in the 90% range of first generation millionaires. So we all started in a small boat, and we're all going to get to the yacht. I'm Nate, the Fit Future MD. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you following along. Email me if you have any questions. Leave the questions in the comments. Pick up the free fitness and nutrition plan, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.